Welcome to Citizen Live at 1. I'm Julie Gishuru. Now, President Uhuru Kenyatta is currently chairing a meeting of all Jubilee elected and nominated members of parliament at State House, Nairobi. The agenda for the meeting is yet to be released, although sources say the meeting could be to discuss the security structural changes that have been proposed to the head of state and his deputy William Ruto. Already there's talk of disgruntled voices among members of parliament, and observers say the meeting could be used to rally numbers and support for key changes that President Kenyatta and his deputy William Ruto want enforced in the wake of insecurity instances that have seen them revamp and issue a change of command. Now, just last week, President Kenyatta replaced Joseph Olelenku with Kajiado Central Member of Parliament, retired Major General Joseph Nkaiseri, to head their interior docket. Inspector General of Police David Kimayo, who retired, is yet to be replaced. We have more on that story coming up in just a short while. Meanwhile, at the Kenyatta International Conference Center right here in the heart of Nairobi, we have security bill public hearings ongoing, and we link live now with Kendagor Obadia, who's on location to give us the latest. Kendagor, are you with us?
Yes, getting you quite clearly.
Thank
Julie.
you.
Just a bit of correction here is that what is happening, the public hearings is happening at the county hall and not the Kenyatta International Conference Center. The security, the National Security and Administration Committee chaired by Asman Kamama is currently receiving views from members of the public on the new laws, popularly known as the Security Laws Amendment Bill. It is also known as Usalama Bill. That is being subjected now into public opinions. So members of public are giving their opinions on the radical changes that are being brought by this particular bill. So far, Julie, we have seen members from a group known as the Youth Agenda. They have come, but they have been told that they can come later on in the afternoon. We've also seen Bunge la Mwananchi present, ready to present their views. We are expecting also other interested organizations. Remember, even a member of public who has no organization can just come and give his views on these changes that are being brought about by this bill. Remember, it touches on very, very fundamental issues to do with human rights, and it touches on some of the rights that you have been enjoying as a Mwananchi, and that has to be changed just to suit the security situation in the country. Remember, this is being done to address the current situation, security situation in the country, and they're saying it's a radical kind of a document that is supposed to bring in immediate changes to ensure that you and I are safe as from attacks from terrorists or any other threat that has been seen in the country in the recent past. Julie?
Kendagor, you've mentioned several interest groups who have come to these public hearings, but how public are they, in the sense that does Wanjiko have any awareness on what's going on? And seeing as you've said that some of these changes are going to be quite radical, does Wanjiko have a chance, or the ordinary Kenyan public have a chance to show up there? Even as you've said, they do have the opportunity. Are they coming? Are they aware?
Julie, unfortunately, this bill is coming in very quickly. Remember, its publication period has to be reduced from 14 days to 1 day. That means there will be no time to allow everybody to give their input, but then they trust that these organizations that represent Mwananchi, for example, the Youth Agenda Group represents the agenda of the youth. There are some young people who have come here, and the committee actually believes that if they can receive views from these organizations, but they have not closed the door for anybody who has anything to say. Even an individual, a member of public, can just walk in and give their own views. They will be given the time. They will be here until about 5 or 6 in the evening because they intend to bring this bill to the floor of the House tomorrow. We engaged the chair of the committee, Asman Kamama, to ask whether he thinks that there will be enough time to get enough views from Wanjiko, as you say. But it says, looking at the time, the way we need this security bill as yesterday, but looking at the time, well, we may not get the best, but we will get an improved version of security laws that would help curb the runaway insecurity in the country. Something else that I should have mentioned to you is that a section of members of CORD, those are senators from CORD coalition, came to demand that this bill also be forwarded to the Senate because it is a bill that concerns counties. They're saying security matters also concern counties, and so they need this bill to be debated also at the Senate so as to ensure that there is enough input from the county level because they represent the interests of the counties, and they are also faulting the bill because they're saying that it's reversing very fundamental rights that we've been fighting for because if you look at some of the provisions of the bill, some of the rights that you have been enjoying have been a little bit altered because of the kind of situation in the country at the moment. So, but they are faulting the bill, but yet they want to discuss it also at the Senate to ensure that there is enough input from both the National Assembly and the Senate and the counties, Julie.
Thank you so much for that update, Kenda Gore Obadia. If you do have issues on security, you have a chance to share those views today. We're told till 5 p.m. the committee will be sitting. Now, leaders of mainstream Christian churches have called for the total overhaul of the security sector in the country, saying security agencies as currently constituted cannot be trusted with addressing security threats targeting Kenya. Speaking at a press conference at All Saints Cathedral, the leaders led by Anglican Church Archbishop Eliud Wabukala and Catholics John Cardinal Njue have called for consultations to streamline the country's security sector. Sam Gituku has more for us.
The clerics drawn from 5 mainstream churches alongside the National Council of Churches of Kenya decried rising cases of terror killings that they say have taken a religious angle.
The attacks, which initially targeted Christian places of worship in Nairobi, Garissa and Mombasa, are now directly targeting innocent Christians in public transport and their places of work. The reality of this situation, regrettably, leads us to the conclusion that these attacks perpetuated by people claiming to be Al-Shabaab are taking a religious angle.
Revisiting the Mandera County attack that have so far left 64 dead, the religious leaders say reorganization of security sector is long overdue.
Even if people may have different, because they are different parties, how wonderful it would be if there can be that dialogue where they can sit down as adults and be able to seek the way forward.
They must move beyond merely condemning the spate of attacks targeting non-Muslims to initiating practical steps to the sympathizers of terror and helping us to build bridges between faiths and communities.
And as the Christmas season approaches, Kenyans have been urged to observe religious tolerance.
To avoid any statement that are going to have a different consequence in the hearts of the others, particularly our young people.
Muslim leaders have also condemned the continued terror attacks. Sam Gituku, Citizen at 1.
A Requiem Mass for all the Nyeri quarry workers killed in Mandera early last week is currently underway. We're joined live on the phone by Wilkista Nyabwa, who is in Nyeri for those proceedings. Wilkista, do take us through the events of this morning.
Good afternoon, Julie. Now, we have just wrapped up the interdenominational Requiem service for 14 people who were killed in Mandera. The service was held at the Dedan Kimathi Kamkunji Stadium in Nyeri, and we have seen a lot of grief, a lot of sorrow, families coming here to mourn their loved ones. And these are 14 families, all of them coming together to mourn their loved ones who were killed in Mandera. We did see they were joined by leaders, a section of leaders, including the Governor, Nderitu Gachagua, and the Cabinet Secretary, Michael Kamau, leaders talking about the message of forgiveness, of just learning to coming to terms with the deaths and just forgiveness, urging members to try and find peace and to also just to bury their loved ones without harboring any thoughts of revenge. And this is what has happened. We have seen the service was very brief. This is because each of the families will now be going home to their rural home, traveling so that they can bury their loved ones at home later in the course of the day, Julie.
Thank you for that update, Wilkista, and it's truly a lesson to us all that the central focus there, as we are told, has been forgiveness. An incredible example to set for the whole country. A Ugandan nanny secretly captured on film torturing an 18-month infant will be sentenced later today after she pleaded guilty to torture charges last Monday. The 22-year-old, Jolly Tumuhirwe, faces up to 15 years for the crime, whose video was shared widely on social media, drawing condemnation amid calls for a stiffer sentence to be handed down to the helper. Meanwhile, we move back to Nyeri, where police in Othaya, Nyeri County, have obtained court orders to have the body of a 10-month-old girl exhumed. The child's death is shrouded in mystery. Safi Godana has that story.
Agnes Wamboi, aged 32, the mother of the deceased infant, and her 54-year-old mother Wanjiku Mushiri were arrested in connection with the mysterious death.
Tulikuwa tunaishi kama marafiki, hawakuwa na mambo kama haya, lakini ilifika mahali ni kama 2 weeks tukaanza kuona wamebadilika. Kila kitu tuliona ya kwanza ni kushoma vitu, kukaa ndio tulianza kusikia ati kuna mambo imetokea. Sasa on Saturday ndio tulikuja hapa tukasikia ati wameua mtoto hapatikani.
The two are alleged to have killed the baby and buried her near her grandfather's grave.
Vitu zenye walikuwa wanachoma ni manguo, generator, vitu zenye zilikuwa huku walikuwa wanasema wanachoma vitu za mzee. Anakuambia kama umekuja kunisalimia, si umenisalimia? Sasa toka enda. Mimi niko kwa maombi na sitaki kusubuliwa. Sitaki hata mtu ananisubua.
According to a sworn affidavit, the two killed the baby on the night of December 4th, 2014 at around 4 a.m., a situation that left the family members and their neighbors shocked and disturbed.
Tulipokuja kweli tuliona maajabu. Manake huyu mama na msichana ni watu tulikuwa tunajuana na tukaribisha hata kwetu wanakuja. Lakini tulipoingia kwa boma kitu la maajabu sana, hata kusalimia kutaka kutusalimia. Kaanza kusema sasa tuko mlimani tunaomba. Kwa hivyo mnaweza tuambia ni nini imewaleta? Manake tuko na shughuli tunataka kwenda maombi. Ndio tuka inform immediate family members. Ndio Saturday si zote tukaja. Mambo yakawa ni yare. Tukaona sasa hii mambo imezidi na ni lazima tukue usaidizi. Na hapo ndipo tuliamua kama jamii, familia hili very close, tukaenda kwa usaidizi kujulisha chief wetu mambo yalikuwa yamezindi. Hapo ndio tulitujulisha mtoto ameshaaga na wakasika, wakatuleta mpaka kwa kaburi saa hiyo usiku, na kutoka hapo sasa ndio tukainform serikali, na ndio sasa mambo iko namna hii.
We make news here also.
Wamboi and her mother will remain in police custody until the investigations are concluded. Safi Godana, Citizen Live at 1.
Disturbing story. Now, 37 out of the 77 Chinese nationals who were arrested at a house in Nairobi's Runda estate on suspicion of running a cybercrime ring have pleaded not guilty to charges of operating a radio frequency without a license. 40 other Chinese suspects are set to appear in court tomorrow on similar charges. Meanwhile, the Chinese government has reportedly sought to be enjoined in the ongoing investigations. The case had been delayed due to lack of an interpreter.
Yes.
A man and his wife are receiving emergency treatment at the Nyamira District Hospital after they suffered gunshot wounds following an attack by armed robbers at their home. Our reporter Tom Wanjala brings us the details.
At Nyamira District Hospital, is well out on his way to Tenwek Hospital in Bomet to receive comprehensive medical care after undergoing an operation to remove a bullet that was lodged in his thigh. Kenneth was shot twice on his thighs by suspected robbers who raided his home on Monday night. Surprisingly, the midnight attack occurred a few meters from the area administration police camp.
Na wakati makerere yanapigwa pale, ndugu yangu wanapigwa marisasi na maaskari wako pale. Na nimesikia kwamba hata kuna wengine walipiga simu kwa hapo polisi ambao walikuwa hapo karibu. Na hao polisi walikuwa wamezima simu wote. Sasa hiyo kitu ndio sisi tunashindwa. Ni nini inaendelea?
Inside the hospital lies Lydia Nyakirario, who is a high school teacher and wife to Kenneth Openda. She too sustained serious injuries after being beaten mercilessly by the robbers. The couple operate a retail shop and M-Pesa agency at Nyamusi Market. According to Nyakirario, the couple were asleep when their door was shut at twice before the gang broke into the house. The robbers made away with cash amounting to 150,000 Kenyan shillings.
Wapatia pesa zote. Wakasema hata singine kuna sanya nilikuwa nimeweka mahali. Sema customers wananipatia niwaweke. Alafu nikatoa zote nikawapatia. Na silivers nikawaweka kwa juara. Alafu nikatoka. Wakaitana wakasema tumemaliza.
Residents are now calling on the police to increase patrols in the area, even as some blame security officers for failing to respond in time to distress calls.
Kwa visa mingi inatendeka, lakini inaonekana hao watu wanalala tu, hakuna usalama wowote wanapeana. Sababu askari ni kama walitoka Nyamira mpaka huko wakawata wale wanalala.
Police have launched an investigation into the incident. Tom Wanjala, Citizen Live at 1.
Well, police clearly on the spot, and we stay with matters of security. A sub-chief in Kwale County is recuperating at Msambweni District Hospital after he was shot last night outside his house. The Bongwe sub-location sub-chief Ali Nasir Mwakubo was shot in the leg by unknown assailants who were riding on a motorbike. Bonareri Samaha has more.
The chief says that he left his house and flagged down a motorbike, and as he tried to get on the motorbike, another motorbike stopped by them, and a man in a green jacket with his face covered in a white cloth shot him in the leg and rode away.
Ghafla kulitokea mtu mwenye sikujua ametoka upande gani na akaanza kunipiga risasi.
Makubo added that village elders and other people who were known to work closely with the government have fallen victim in the recent past. He said he is appealing to the government to either arm the chiefs or give them bodyguards to avert such situations.
Kwanza kama incident yenye ilinifika jana. Huyo mtu mimi vile alijifunika siwezi kumjua. Na pengine kuna jirani mwenye amemjua, lakini kwa sababu ya uoga hawezi toa hiyo report.
Bonareri Samaha, Citizen Live at 1.
4 siblings in Laikipia County are admitted to a local health center with severe malnutrition and jigger infestation. And as Alex Njagi reports, jigger infestation in the area, according to a Red Cross official, has become a menace that calls for special attention from all stakeholders, including the government.
These children are aged between 1.5 years and 14 years. The 4 were yesterday rescued by Red Cross officers from their home at Mwenje Mutwiku village in Nyahururu, suffering from malnutrition and jigger infestation.
Na hii ni kesi moja tu ya kesi mingi ambayo tuko nazo hapa.
This being the condition of their legs, they are unable to go to school and also unable to walk to hospital, and the Red Cross officers had to ask the police to help ferry them to Ndidika Health Center.
They came in a devastating condition because of the jiggers. They were heavily invested, and we tried some baseline management to see that we clear the jiggers.
The parents engaged themselves in a blame game over the condition of their children. The Red Cross officers were alerted by the residents about the plight of the 4.
Tungeappeal kwa mtu yote ambaye ataweza kuwa na uwezo wa kusaidia hawa watoto, kama yule mmoja ni wa 14 years hajaenda shule.
Alex Njagi, Citizen Live at 1.
Parental responsibility is an important thing and must be taken seriously. Now, moving on, and latest statistics from the Ministry of Health show that cases of cancer among young people are on the increase in Naivasha and its environs. The figures show that young people, especially women, are now suffering from the condition, contributing to 9% of all those screened at public hospitals. Baruch Mwalimu tells us more.
Naivasha Sub-County Medical Officer of Health Dr. Oren Ombiro said the figures were an increase from 4% in 2012. Dr. Ombiro said most of those screened and tested positive for the disease were found to have breast cancer, which is the leading cause of death in the area. A total of 178 cancer cases have been reported since the screening began 2 years ago, adding that it had become necessary to test all the women of reproductive age in the county. Naivasha County has embarked on a 3-month cancer screening drive in all the wards in the area, in an exercise that will also include screening the men.
We are seeing younger and younger people developing cancer. From as low as 25 years, we are seeing cases of cervical cancer in very young patients. Also breast cancer in very young patients. So compared to the West and compared to some time back when we used to say cancer is for over 50 or over 40, we are seeing younger and younger patients coming to us who are suspected to have cancer.
Dr. Ombiro was speaking during celebrations to mark the annual Naivasha Palliative Care Team Cancer Awareness Day held at the Naivasha Sub-County Federal Hospital grounds. Baruch Mwalimu, Citizen Live at 1.
We need some good news, and we have it now. So Christmas might be 2 weeks away, but it's never too early to receive a Christmas treat. And it's not just humans that look forward to festive favors. Staff at the Taronga Zoo in Sydney, Australia, have been playing Santa as the lucky locals partied like animals.
It's a little difficult for 1-year-old chimp Fumo to contain his excitement, as Christmas comes early for Taronga Zoo's cuddliest creatures.
Christmas is always an exciting time for us, and so we like to share that joy with the animals.
Even the adults wasted no time ripping open their presents.
Popcorn, maybe a few sultanas, so something a little bit special that they wouldn't normally get.
While the tree kangaroos devoured wreaths covered in fruit and edible flowers.
Bit of a treat, something very different outside of their routine.
Also enjoying the festive season early, the giraffes, cooling off in the sunshine with icy treats.
The ice blocks that are hanging from the baskets are made of ice and they've got carrots hidden inside them, which are their favourites.
But there is a more serious reason for these gifts. They're specially designed as puzzles and challenges to keep the animals on their toes. These majestic animals were born here in the zoo, but these types of puzzles encourage skills and behaviours that their wild cousins would be using.
We make sure we give them enough things to stimulate them physically and mentally on a daily basis.
And have a little Christmas cheer along the way. Samantha Brett, 7 News.
We're taking a break now, but stay with Citizen Live at 1, much more on the way.